Welcome back to another episode of Two Joes and a Pro. I don't even got to say, you know it's your guys, Kenny, Ryan, and Brian. My boys, of course, I haven't seen you in a while. I only see y'all once a week now, right? So what's going on?
Hey.
We're chilling, man.
Here.
I saw Brian once a week now.
Really. Mr. Busy over here. He's a big bad boss. So,
yeah, that's it. You know,
he ain't got time for the little people.
Not the little people, not at all. You know, hey, New Year, same Ryan. Anyway, let's get to it, man.
Promotion season, bro. Chill.
Promotion season, bro. I can't talk to the little folks, bro. Anyway, get into it, man. A lot to recap. March Madness. What can we say about March Madness? Madness, right? Like it was everything that we said it was going to be. First of all, let's shout out to everybody that was able to get into our Two Joes and a Pro Madness bracket. I hope you guys are excited about that. Me and Ryan are out of it. I think Brian's out of it too. So
I still got my champ.
Okay, cool. So Brian still has a chance. Wow. Me and Ryan is out of it. We had Tennessee, and Tennessee lost, of course. But if you guys are participating in that bracket, make sure that you guys are following us on Instagram or any of the socials, YouTube. Make sure you comment in, when the winner actually, comes about. Just make sure you DM us so we can make sure we take care of y'all. Anyway, getting to the March Madness, it was everything like I said before that it was going to be. Nobody is good, right? It was a lot of upsets. St. Peter's beat Kentucky, which pissed me off because I was like, how the hell Kentucky? St. Peter's at all, right? And their coach is like, oh, we got kids from Jersey. I'm like, I get it, bro. Jersey, New York, y'all hardcore. Shout out, Ryan can attest to that, right? We get it. But with all that being said, it's still St. Peter's. So they upset them. Iowa, everybody's talking about Iowa, the Big Ten champs. Richmond got on that ass, which I said, if you guys listened toward the end of the last episode, I said that Richmond is a game that, a team that they got a baller, and he definitely showed out. I don't know what they were talking about on the announcer saying they got, I think his name is Kenyon, I forgot his last name, but on Iowa, supposed to be the new KD, him and his twin. He's KD. I said, shit, KD, Kevin Durant, where? He was nowhere to be found that game, right? Who else? Memphis. Memphis had a scare on Gonzaga for a little bit, and Gonzaga, showed out. Duke ended up beating Michigan State. Miami is making a run right now. They upset. I forgot who was I forgot who. Can you tell me, Brian? What's that, man? I forgot who they upset. They upset somebody.
Is it Arizona?
No.
No, Arizona's still in.
I forgot who the team, but... Never, yeah. It's Auburn. There you go. Thank you. Yes. They upset Auburn, which was not surprising because Miami they have a long. They're always long. Pause. They're always long, right? They 6'7", 6'9", 6'10" is length all on the court, right? So they upset Auburn. Who else? Arizona looks really good. I would say that Arizona looks really good. Villanova, they handle the business. I think Iowa State definitely, they're making a run, right? But Iowa State is one of those teams that was during the mid-year, they were really they looked really good, and then they kind of fell off. So it's not surprising to see that. But for them to be making their run, and then getting into a team that it's what's funny, a lot of these teams were ranked high in the beginning, and then they fell off. So we kind of forgot about them, and it was as if they're not good, right? Like Michigan. People are like, oh my gosh, Michigan making a run. They were ranked top 5 in the beginning of the season, right? So let's not get it twisted and make it seem like, oh, they weren't good. Or like Memphis. Oh, Memphis is looking good. Like, bro, Memphis was a top 10 team in the beginning of the season, right? They had all the recruits. They had Imani Bates, even though he didn't show up. But like Michigan right now, they're on the run. I think they play UCLA. No, they don't play UCLA. I'm sorry. My bad. They play Villanova. I'm sorry because they beat Tennessee. I apologize. I got my brackets messed up. Thank you. They played Villanova, which should be an interesting game, man. It's weird because they don't look like they should be winning because they play so vanilla. But Dickerson he's been like, I don't know, playing out his mind. So that UCLA looks pretty good. They started off slow their first game, but their defense is coming back through and they're doing their thing. Texas Tech is one of those teams that's been playing really good. And since I don't have any skin in the game anymore, I'm not confident in Gonzaga But I think Duke makes it out and win the national championship. They're kind of playing hard right now. So I think this game against Texas Tech would say a lot. And, of course, I know people are going to say Aaliyah is going to be like, oh, what about Purdue? But Purdue, I really don't like Purdue, right? I don't like Purdue. I didn't like how they look. I get it. They got talent, right? But I didn't really like how they look. I don't think they have enough to go against a UCLA or a North Carolina, right? Like a North Carolina who upset Baylor, right? A North Carolina, a team that's long. They got a lot of heart and grit. I was during that game. I was about to doggone piss my pants when I said, "You guys gonna give a 25-point lead?" Like that joke it was crazy. Anyway, that does it for like March Madness in college basketball. NIT and all that stuff. I'm not really watching that. Right? If you guys want to watch that, good luck. Go ahead.
That's a loser's bracket.
Yeah, if you want to do sports bets, right, for BK Bets, yeah, we can look at that. But for the moment being right now, we're focused on the March Madness, the tournament that matters, right? Getting into the NBA. The NBA is the NBA, right? The Boston Celtics. Everybody's talking about the Boston Celtics. I get it. That's my Drake. I get it. Last week, Brian said, "Hey man, they're gonna be Golden State." I said, "No, I ain't no way in hell. Bet on it." He was scared. He didn't want to bet on it, but they did upset them big time. They did it big time. And a lot of people are saying right now that Boston might be the best team in the East, or that you don't want to face them just because defensively their head coach, he's doing this thing, being his first year and having them like just solid. I think they're number one in the league in defense right now, which is it was crazy because I remember last year.
All Brian's stats.
Yeah, I'm taking everything from him. I'm taking everything away. I'm taking everything away from him. I'm going ahead and nip that in the bud, right? Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown is playing well together. Everybody, they're just fitting. They're fitting the mold, right? Then you got, 76ers, which they have this mindset where they can just turn it on, and you're not going to be able to turn it on with James Harden and Joel Embiid when you want to, right? Especially getting towards the tail end. Right, till end of the season, you gotta make sure you're hitting on all cylinders. The Bulls, I'm kind of lost hope on them. Lonzo Ball's not gonna be back. I don't know if DeMar DeRozan can keep it up. Right, a lot of people still like the Bulls. I don't really see it. I think the Nets is gonna be a sleeper just because KD was injured all year. But him coming back, you gotta always watch out for the Slim Reaper. Like he's a baller. And then the Bucks is the Bucks. Heat. I don't know how they're still number one, right? Because you don't hear anything about them, like the silent assassin, right? Nobody's really been playing out their mind, but guess who they got? They got Jimmy Butler. They got Kyle Lowry. They still got a quality team that is going to be hell to play against them and then Eric Spoelstra defense because, he'll mix it up. He don't care about man-to-man. He'll do 2-3, 3-2, 1-2-1. Like, it doesn't matter. So that does it for the East, and the West Coast is kind of the same thing. The Suns are still a number one. Memphis Grizzlies is. That's all I can say. I'm not even gonna say the wrong sound effect because Ja Morant is Ja Morant. Still, of course, Joker and Joel Embiid supposed to be like 1 and 2 for the MVP, but you got to I don't see how you cannot even put Ja Morant in consideration. Like he playing so nasty. It's just ridiculous. Go ahead.
You wanna know something?
What's up?
The Celtics went and played in Denver this past weekend, and there was a lot of MVP chants, but they weren't for Jokovic. Okay,
Go
ahead. For Jason Tatum. Just so
I know.
You all know that.
And let me give you another shout out, Celtics fans and Brian, Celtics fans. In the last 23 games, I think they're 21 out of 23, or 22 out of 24, something crazy like that. They was on I think they said a 7-game streak, 4-game streak, and then a 8-game streak or something crazy. So the Celtics look really good. Okay, Brian, they look good.
Listen, you if you're the rest of the league, you want them to cool off before the playoffs start, or else you don't want to play them. That's how I look at it. I'm just saying, man. The way they're playing right now, they're gonna make it to the finals.
What?
Yep.
That's bold. They are good. Don't get me wrong, but just to say they're gonna, I don't know. You could be right.
Just throws random shit out.
Yeah, he just hip fire.
It's a low risk thing for him. If he's wrong, he's like, oh, whatever. They weren't projected to make it anyways. But if he's right, he's like, aha, see you guys.
I told you I'm right. Anyway,
then put money on it.
Yeah. Put it up. Yeah. He don't like that. He don't like
You
that.
have
When
to
he
have
say-
something to lose.
when
You
he said,
have
put
to
that,
have something-
put that skin in the game. He said, no, sir.
Well, wait. So, like, I get one team and you guys get the field?
You're the
What are
one
my
that
odds?
you're the
Trust
one
me,
that
odds?
said,
I've made
you're
these
the one that
bets
said
before.
it.
I've made these
Yeah.
bets before.
We did. You're the one that said it.
Yeah, what are my odds?
How many games are left?
I believe it's like 5 or
10.
6.
No, it's like 10, but yeah.
It's more than that. I thought it was coming down the final stretch.
I mean, they are, but
I think it's less than 10. But anyway, yeah, something like 10 or less.
How many do they have to win in their next 10 games for you to feel comfortable being like they're still heating up, they're going to make it to the finals?
They're not gonna lose their next 10 though. Their schedule is not hard.
all the toughest team they got, I think, left is Miami.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Right now,
You
they're
tell me.
trashing the Jazz right now by 20. I'm just saying, like,
They are going crazy.
listen, they are hot. Like, they're playing at their ceiling. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like, at their ceiling, they're the best team in the East. That's just what I'm saying.
Hey, Brian is so teed up right now. It's
Bro.
so funny.
But he
He's
will
so-
not put a
Celtics
bet.
are on fire. Yeah, you gotta give me odds. I've been asking for odds here. Like, what are you gonna give me?
So you tell me what you're comfortable with.
I told you they got 8 games left.
Yeah,
They got 8
they're
games
gonna,
left.
they're gonna
8
win.
games.
They're gonna win 7 of them then.
They play Minnesota, hard game. Toronto, they can do. Miami, who knows? Indiana, yes. Washington, yes. Chicago, yes. Milwaukee, Memphis, So I say 4. I say four losses potentially out of the next 8. 50-50. They go 500.
Oh, man, you're out of your mind.
All right. Anyway, let me. We're not gonna get to it because we know Brian is not gonna put his money where his mouth is. So let's just finish this off. Shout out to LeBron. The only thing that happened good on the Lakers, passing Karl Malone for the all-time scoring. At this point, LeBron said he's having the most fun of his career. And a lot of people. Yeah, listen to it though. A lot of people are like, "What the hell? How are you having the most fun of your career?" But he said the reason being is that he is taking the good and the bad, right? It's like the hills, the ups and the downs throughout the year, and he's still performing pretty well. He's averaging 30 points. I think he's averaging 38 and 6 in his 19th year. That's pretty crazy, right? And then he had that crazy dunk, or it wasn't a crazy dunk. It was Kevin Love was just he pushed out a little bit, but he dunked on Kevin Love, which was his head was at the rim though. That's pretty impressive for somebody in their 19th year. All right, still got some legs. I know he's 6'9". I know.
Yeah, it's so impressive that he has to take the night off against the Sixers tonight.
Yeah, bro, he's in his 19th year. What are you talking about, bro?
Yeah,
Like, what?
Oh, the Sixers coming in? I don't want to face that right now. Nah.
Nah, that's
I'm
not.
gonna take
It's
the night
nothing.
off.
It has nothing to do with that. But anyway, shout out to Bron passing that. They said he's on to passing Kareem probably next year halfway point. If he just stays at his career average, he'll pass Kareem halfway next year. He already passed.
Quit?
Nah, he's remember he said he's staying. He's trying to play with his son. Once he plays with his son, he said he'll be done.
So that's what, 4 years from now?
2. His son's
He
a
wants to
junior.
play on the same team as his son, or just in the league with his son? Like he'll literally just
no,
go
he-
play where his son's playing.
Yeah. That's why he only has 2 years left on the Lakers contract. So when the Suns draft, it'll be LeBron's free agent year.
I hope he goes to like a team that he doesn't want to play for.
He doesn't care at that point. You're gonna be able to play with his son. Think about it. You're gonna be able to play with your son. That's even crazy to think about. He even has an opportunity.
Dude, he's gonna be he'll be 39, right?
Still balling.
He'll almost
Yeah,
be
but-
40. Yeah, dropping 30 a game.
Still dropping 30. Anyway, that's what I have for basketball, man. I don't really have anything else. I think that covers everything in totality. So,
All right. Real quick, MLB spring training's underway. They're about 7 games in or something like that. So they got another 2 more weeks, and then they're gonna start real baseball. I was a little fired up. I was gonna come in here and say the Red Sox are so good they haven't even lost a game yet, and then they lost today. So even though it's it's spring training and nobody cares, but and I'm not just saying this because it's the Red Sox. It is the only major news that's happened. Trevor Story signed with the Red Sox. That's a big signing.
Yeah, even though he's old, he's still good.
What do you mean he's old? He's like 27.
Trevor Story?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
He's like 27, 28. Like, look it up, Ryan. But
Got you. 29.
Whatever. Is that old? That's not old for baseball. Like
how long he's been in? 7 years, right?
I mean, at least 5 because he hit free agency. So because the team has team control over him for like 5-6 years. But anyways,
continue.
So anyways, 6-year deal. So pretty good, 140 million. So yeah, that's about all I got for baseball. I mean, we'll get back to it once they start the real season. NHL, they just had their trade deadline finally. I know I've been talking about it for a while, but I didn't really know when it was. But they just had it last week. So a few big names that moved. Claude Giroux went to the Panthers. Hampus Lindholm went to the Bruins. He's a big defenseman. Marc-Andre Fleury, he's old, but he's still a really good goaltender. And he went to the Wild. And
Who?
Brandon who? What?
Who? I was asking who?
Marc-Andre Fleury.
All right. I didn't hear you. You said it so fast.
Okay. And then
I write notes.
Brandon Hagel, he went to the Lightning, so the Lightning got even more talent now. They're on paper like probably the best team, but in hockey that doesn't matter. Anything can happen in hockey. That's in the playoffs. That's what's great about the sport. Speaking of which, I think they're coming up near the end of the year now. I think they only got like another month and a half left. They usually coincide with the NBA, but they delayed their season a little bit, so which is probably better off for them, so they're not competing with the NBA because they don't stand a chance as far as like TV ratings go and everything. Let's see, they played 62 games, so they got 20 left. So it's about another month and a half.
Yeah, I got one thing. The state of New York is gonna get pretty close to allowing unvaccinated players to play in their home games. So I think it's a coincidental because like the Yankees is like a big thing for like people from New York. Like they love the Yankees. So like if like a lot of players can't play because they're unvaccinated, I bet you that like especially politicians, they love their baseball. They got season tickets for Yankee Stadium. Like, oh yeah, they don't give a crap about the Nets because they're just used to them sucking. So whatever. But yeah,
yeah.
And I can
unvaccinated. So
yep.
That's one guy. And if they didn't lift this, he was scheduled to miss. I think it's like 92 games or something like that total. Because also Canada, so any game that they play in Toronto, he wouldn't be able to play either. So he still has to be concerned about that, but at least his home games he can play now.
Wait, is it they lifted it for sure now? So Kyrie can play too?
They're lifting it on Thursday, I think.
Oh.
Tomorrow.
Sweet. Is Kyrie going to play?
I assume so.
He might be like, nah, I'm good.
It was crazy. Stephen A had something about it. I saw he was talking about it, and people were pretty upset saying if you're a teammate of his, you're pissed that if he doesn't play, you're like, why the fuck are you not playing? Why you just get the shot? It's not that hard. I'm like, I thought it's still funny that like we're this far into it and people are still saying that. Anyway,
listen, I see both sides of that.
I see both sides. I understand you want to win a championship, but guess what? A championship. If I feel so strongly about something, I can give a damn about a championship. If it's something pertaining to my health, and that's how I feel about it. Why would I?
But all of his teammates, they want to win a championship, and so that is first and foremost in their minds. So you have your preference. I have mine. I care about my thing, and you care about winning a championship. So it doesn't matter. I got it, but I can see why they might be They might be a little upset with him because if he couldn't play, but thankfully he's gonna be able to play, so they can just.
I would. They lucky I wasn't Kyrie. I would tell them all to eat it. You know what I mean? Like don't even. If I want to do something, I'm gonna do it. And right? I already lost all this money. Exactly. That's my right. So don't get upset at me. If you're not happy to take your bum ass onto another team.
But they're not.
Because I'm Kyrie Irving.
They're not upset at Kyrie as a person. They're upset at the fact that they're all fighting for a championship run, and one of their key contributors can only participate half of the time. That is frustrating from a competitive standpoint. They're not mad at his personal choice. They're mad at the way the rules are, and they're just mad at the circumstances.
But people are making it seem like it's Kyrie's the reason why that's it. It's like, nah, bro.
Well, no.
But they're like blaming him. Like, he's to blame. They're blaming him. They're like, oh, he's this. He can do that. They blame him. That's what I was saying. That's the only point.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all. That's all.
That's all.
You know, that's all. Nothing too crazy. Throw them up. Throw them hands up. That's all. That's all.
Can we talk about football? Are we done?
Yeah, let's go to football. Sorry. Let's do football.
Oh,
really? Are we done? Yeah, go ahead.
I need to talk about football before you. Because last week, Ryan wanted to, jump down my throat because I said Teddy Bridgewater is going to be competing for the job in Miami because he was getting paid in such a manner. And he told me that $6.5 million guaranteed was not starter money. And then he referenced Mitchell Trubisky's contract. Well, Mitchell Trubisky's contract is for 2 years, and his total guarantee for 2 years is $5.25 million. Ryan, so is that starter money, or are we going to say
that's just guaranteed? Cut it out.
Trubisky's not going to make
guaranteed.
His incentive goes up to $27 million. He has incentives in his contracts if he plays if he wins the job, basically, because he's gonna be competing for the starting spot. He's got to fight. He's got to beat out Dwayne Haskins. So that's number one. If they draft anyone, you have to look at his incentives as well. Because if he ends up, and I bet you his incentives are not tied to performance. They're tied to percentage of time that he playing time. Like if he's a starter.
Well, I don't see anywhere it lists bonuses like that because on Spotrac it doesn't have that.
I'm telling you right now, this dude is a backup. Like Teddy Bridgewater is the backup. He's not competing. Like you could put your feelings aside about Tua all you want. Like I get you hate him because of.
I don't hate him.
Yes, you do.
I think he's a limited quarterback. That's all.
I think he's getting better. I think he's gonna have a good season. We'll get to why. Now that I'm done being attacked right before my segment, let me go ahead and move down the list. Brian's just in a straight defense mode for football because everyone in the AFC is doing something except for the Patriots, and he feels threatened.
That shit is eating him alive. He's like, everybody's getting somebody but me.
Hey,
he's like a kid at Christmas with no present.
We just brought back a Super Bowl hero, okay?
Bro, cut it out.
Don't
cut it out.
Me with that.
Don't worry, you re-signed Slater, so you guys are good.
That's it. We just need somebody to run down on special team. That's a special teams GOAT. That's it.
All right. So the Tampa Bay Patriots re-signed, or they signed Logan Ryan. Another Tom Brady guy.
The Tampa Bay Patriots.
And then also Leonard Fournette went, to try to. Brian says he leveraged the Patriots. He visited with them on Monday, he's going
to visit Atlanta.
No. He signed.
I'm saying like he was flirting around with talking to everybody just to do that.
But I just love that the report was like he's visiting the Patriots, and then boom, right after the Patriots visit, he re-signs with the Bucs on a 3-year deal, 21 mil. So Leonard Fournette's back with they got their whole team back basically. I don't think they lost anyone
again
of significance. So
again, who?
Yeah, they lost AB.
Yeah, that's it. That's a big hurt piece right there, man.
The Cowboys re-signed Leighton Vander Esch on a 1-year contract. So I was
get to the good signings. Forget these bums.
Ooh, the Panthers signed DJ Moore to a 3-year extension.
Yep.
Okay.
$61.9 million in new money. I mean, that's no chump change because that puts him into like a 20 mil average. So he's like 4th in like contract wise. If you're trying to sign receivers right now, you're pretty pissed because the big trade is the Chiefs traded Tyreek Hill to the Miami Dolphins, and then I haven't grabbed the compensation. I know there was $5
million.
I know there was 5 picks that they traded. The Dolphins traded 5 picks, and I know there was 1 first rounder. Go ahead and read the rest.
Me and Brian will handle the segment for you.
Second, 4th of this year.
Yep.
First, second, 4th this year.
And then 2 6-round picks next year.
Yep. And then they turned around and gave him $120 million 4-year contract. So he's getting $30 million a year.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, he's getting $30 million a year. So Stephon Diggs is like, please keep going. So I don't know how the Bills are gonna re-sign Stephon Diggs right now. Like that.
Why you say that?
Because he's got 2 years left in his contract, but he's renegotiating right now. Because he's right now Diggs he's only making like 14 mil.
Yeah.
He's not that he's like all these dudes above him are making more money than him.
Only
Diggs
14.
is 14.4 mil a year. You want to know players that are above him? Robbie Anderson, Cortland Sutton, Adam Thielen, Brandon Cooks, Robert Woods. Like
Nelson
he's
Aguilar.
better than Kenny Golladay. He's better than all these receivers. So yeah, he's oh yeah. Well, Nelson Aguilar is lower than him. Is that who you said?
No, he's $17 million on the cap this year.
On the cap this year, but his average salary breaks out to 11 mil.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Brian said, "Mike, the cap though, that's important."
Yeah. What else? Hold up, because you got me all excited. Oh, the Colts traded for Matt Ryan.
Let's just 1 year deal. Every good quarterback, 1 year deal.
Yeah.
1 year deal.
So we'll see. I think that's a pretty good move for the Colts. He's a better player than Carson Wentz.
Yeah, by far.
That
is a really good fucking move.
I think they're
I'm saying division now.
How does it make it any better? In my opinion, right?
Because he's better.
Like, I understand that, but I'm saying I don't think it makes it different. He's not like a game changer. He's not Russell Wilson, right? Like, so when you think about it, Matt Ryan has been the same consistent. He's averaging around 60 to 65 or 62 to 65% completion. I get it. He throws the yards. I get it. So what does that have to do with anything? What does that do with your defense?
What they did with Carson Wentz last year, and then you insert Matt Ryan, they're gonna be better just by that.
It doesn't. That's not how football works, though. Football doesn't work just like, oh well, if you think about it, he's a better player. If we just put him in the system, that doesn't mean every system's gonna fit him, right? That system that they run in Atlanta is not the same system that they run in Indianapolis, right? They don't do play action big and like that and all that in Atlanta. They have play action.
For years they have gone with 2 tight ends, Hayden Hurst and Kyle Pitts. Come on, get out of here, Kenny. They run the ball a lot in Atlanta, so don't even come at me with that.
You're right. They don't do 2 tight end. A lot of times they go out there with 3 tight ends. They're big. They were a run heavy team.
What?
Yes.
They were a run heavy team?
Yes.
Not last year. In previous years, they were.
They are a shotgun team primarily, right? They're not. They're not.
No.
Oh man.
Not any more than the rest of the league. Let's put it that way.
More than the Colts. We're not talking about the rest of the league. We're talking about the Colts. The Colts wasn't in shotgun all the time unless they were down. They were under the center, handing the ball off to Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor wasn't getting the ball in shotgun like that. They were under the center, handing the ball off to him. I formation. Not even I formation, single back.
Would you call Kyle Shanahan's offense a run-heavy offense?
Yeah, I would say Kyle Shanahan's offense.
So who was the offensive coordinator for the Falcons back?
I don't care about the offensive coordinator. I don't care about that. You keep telling me all this shit. I don't care about that. I'm talking about now. Right. I'm talking about now.
That's so far removed from then.
So how many passes did Carson Wentz have to Matt Ryan?
Well, that's different because Matt Ryan's a better quarterback and you trust him to make throws, so you actually let him have the ball a little bit more.
Frank Wright did the same thing with Phillip Rivers, though. Phillip Rivers threw way more passes than he did in doggone San Diego or L.A. than he did when he got to the Colts. Frank Wright is a coach that's going to run the ball all the time. It's not going to be a 50-50 split. It's going to be 70-30.
I understand.
So what I'm saying, how good does that make with Matt Ryan? Does he make the clutch throws? I agree. He probably does make the clutch throws. But does that make you an automatic winner, like contention-wise? I don't think so. I don't think so because you're not gonna switch your whole philosophy of who you are as a coach for Matt Ryan.
Atlanta was second to last year in 3 wide receiver sets.
I'm not talking about sets. I said how many passes.
So,
anyway,
okay.
I'm just saying. I asked about the pass attempts.
All right. Well,
okay, but if you come in a run formation, like you can still throw the ball. Like that doesn't mean anything. Just pass attempts.
Man, okay.
Man,
560 last year.
Yeah. And how often was Atlanta down? I mean, they're always playing from behind. So
they threw the whole time though.
No,
it wasn't like okay.
Yeah, but hold up.
Who was they handing the ball off to? Because they were throwing all the ball to Cordero Patterson. So who was they handing the ball to?
They had Patterson and Mike Davis back there.
And how many carries they had?
Probably together, probably at least 300, 400, something like that.
Okay. Go ahead, Ryan. Let me chop down this tree real quick.
Hold on, chill. All right, so Atlanta, they did not run the ball a lot last year, so I'll give Kenny that. But
figures that
they were 4th from the bottom in rushing attempts. Now that's being said, they were probably down in almost every single one of their games.
Y'all putting all these asterisks.
But listen,
I don't want to hear the asterisks. Just tell me the numbers.
Listen, and where do you think they fall in pass attempts?
I don't care about that. I want you to compare them.
You said you did care about
compare
pass
them
attempts.
to the Colts. Compare them to the Colts. Stop using the rest of the NFL. Them versus Colts. That's it. It's match play right now. Golf match play. One versus one.
What is your argument about Colts? That their pass attempts are lower?
Yes, their pass attempts is lower. If you look over doesn't matter the quarterback, their pass attempts are lower because they run the ball primarily most of the time. 70-30 ratio at the least. They're going to run the ball to throw it. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said that Matt Ryan doesn't fit that picture. It doesn't change anything.
No.
That's what I was saying.
I agree with what you're saying. The Colts are a run-heavy team. They're going to run the ball more. But Matt Ryan is going to be more efficient in this offense, and I think he will do a lot better than what. So he will probably throw the ball around the same amount. Like the Colts aren't going to spike up in throwing because they're still.
That's all I was saying.
They're not going to change the way they are, but Matt Ryan is more efficient than Carson Wentz will ever be. Like Carson Wentz limited their offense last year. If they were down in a game, they could not come back, and Matt Ryan I think could bring them back.
I don't disagree.
All right, so I feel like we argued about nothing there, but hey.
Yeah, because you know what? Brian doesn't listen.
We're just going to skip it.
Yeah, Brian doesn't listen, so Brian's like, whatever, Kenny. I'm like, bro, listen to what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I had to do him like my coach. Don't listen to my tone of my voice. Listen to the words that I'm saying.
Hey, I think last week we did we talk about Deshaun Watson? We talked about Deshaun Watson, right?
Yeah.
That happened last week?
We were all wrong. Or I was wrong.
Oh, did it not come out? I wasn't sure if we covered where he actually went.
No, so we didn't cover where he actually went. I said that Cleveland was off the table. Me and Brian said it because we saw the reports, but then he came back, of course.
I got a little nervous because he did come back. Because there was a text message or notification that said Cleveland was off the table, and this was after I had put my stamp saying that Cleveland was the likely place for him to go, and that was only based on the report I was hearing about Baker Mayfield and his frustration. So I feel like he got some kind of indication from the ownership that homeboy was going to be it was going to be a good move. But here's the thing: so Deshaun Watson gets traded for a ton of picks. I think it's 3 first-round picks so they got one this year, one next year, and the year after. So the Browns will not have a first-round pick for the next 3 years, and then there's some other picks. But the other big thing that we should talk about is his contract is 100% guaranteed. First contract in NFL history to be completely guaranteed. So that's pretty good. That's pretty dope. Deshaun Watson.
How's it at first? I thought Kirk Cousins was the first when he had the 3 year, $96 million all guaranteed.
Oh, you know
Kirk
what?
Cousins contracts.
Yeah. Kirk Cousins was guaranteed. You're right.
Yeah.
Well, it's the longest.
This is the first big one. Yeah, longest.
The
big
first
one,
big
for
one.
sure.
Yeah. Because Kirk's was shorter. Thanks for correcting me, Kenny.
Sorry, I'm on my P's and Q's today.
As much as I dislike the Texans, because I'm pretty sure the owner is racist, but this was a great move for them to recover. I mean, I don't want to throw claims out there, but like, I don't like this owner.
By the way, I'm pretty sure he's racist. But anyway, continue.
Bill O'Brien ruined this franchise. He traded away good players and got like nothing in return. Traded 4 players, got rid of first round picks. He was like, whatever, man. I want David Johnson. I think he's got some skills, and this at least helps them recover a little bit. But they are giving up a franchise quarterback that they got with one of those first round picks. So yeah, it sucks. But the dog pound is gonna gain Deshaun Watson. They also signed Jacoby Brissett to be the backup. They already identified Jacoby Brissett as the backup, so they're moving on from Baker. Like, they got to get him out of there because he'll just be toxic to the locker room. There's no way Baker's coming to play backup for anybody, unless it's like another team. But he's not playing backup for the Browns. But the Browns wanted a first-round pick for Baker, so he didn't get traded to. He didn't get a lot of bites. So what the indications are is that he's going to be a package deal with someone to move up in the draft somewhere. So Baker's going to be on the move sometime soon. I don't know where he's going to go because some people thought the Saints, but the Saints re-signed Jameis Winston. Some people thought, oh, he'll just go to Atlanta because Matt Ryan just left there. They just signed Marcus Mariota on a 2-year deal, I think. So we'll see. I don't know where Baker's going to go. Do you guys have any predictions, you think?
My question, okay, I can see it. Oh, Baker over Drew Lock, though? He's the same person.
Yeah.
It's the same person in my eyes, right? Like, if you just let Baker go crazy, he's going to have the same numbers as Drew Lock. That shit going to be all everywhere. The ball will be thrown everywhere. Picks, interceptions, high upside, downside. I don't see it. I wanted to know why Atlanta went completely different way than trying to get Baker, right? You went and got Marcus Mariota. I didn't understand that.
A bridge quarterback.
I get the bridge, right? But I'm saying, like,
they have Marcus a lot of holes. But they have a lot of holes, so they're going to build their team up and draft their quarterback next year. Like, I don't think they're going to draft a quarterback this year. They're going to wait. They're going to target somebody next year. They're in, like, a big rebuilding.
I get that. I just thought that was interesting to me.
Hey, the Patriots signed Malcolm Butler to a 2-year deal.
What?
Yeah.
I was playing. I would never go back to Bill's bullshit.
You know what's
he benched him move? He benched him in the Super Bowl, and he's gonna go play on that team.
Bro, whatever. Listen, here's a low key move that the Patriots did make. I just want to mention this because I don't think people are realizing how like kind of genius of a move this is. They got Ty Montgomery, but they have him listed as a wide receiver. They're gonna put him in the slot. He's gonna become their slot receiver, and they're only paying him $1 million a year. His guarantee was $300,000 total. Like,
why is that a smart move?
Because it's low risk, and for a guy that can be a slot receiver.
I know, but like what position? Like utility wise, sure, but like it's not like it's a smart move. Meaning like they put him at that position so that they could pay him less. He was going to get paid that regardless.
Well, I think he would have been. I think he got paid more as a running back, but they're going to put him in as a wideout. They're actually going to use him as a gadget guy more, like when they had Patterson.
Sure, low key, great move.
I think it's a sneaky, good move. I think it's going to be.
Anyway,
I don't. Ty Montgomery hasn't done nothing in a while, bro. Yeah. Like if that's what you hang your hat on, y'all might as well call it.
If Bill better not let him wear 88.
Well, what if he's a wideout though?
Sure.
Like he doesn't. Like, he doesn't add anything, like, value-wise that's going to be like, oh, my gosh, watch out for Ty Montgomery. He could play 2 positions. Like, who cares? Or a lot of running backs can do that. You could let James White do the same thing. You guys had Bolden out there last year doing that shit.
I think it's insurance policy for James White as well because James White's coming back from that hip injury. So they don't know what he's going to be like.
Ryan, why are we talking about the Patriots?
I don't know. I got 2 more signings. One, Teron Arm. No. I did.
Yeah, he talked on it, but he started it.
One, Teron Armstead signed with the Dolphins to protect Tua. 5 years, $75 million with the Dolphins. And then the last signing is Zadarius Smith pulled the okey doke to fucking, what's his name? The Ravens. He said he was going to sign with the Ravens again. And then he was like, nah, I'm good. And then so he went and signed with the Vikings on a 3-year, $42.
He signed with who?
The Vikings on a 3-year, $42 million deal. So that's good money.
How you say his name? La'el Collins? How you say it? La'el Collins?
La'el Collins, he did sign with the Cincinnati Bengals.
Bengals, yeah.
Zadarius Smith is who we were talking about. I
know that. I was adding to the end because I know you were talking about the left tackle to protect Tua, but I said, well, who's protecting Joe Burrow? That's what popped up in my head. So.
Hey, they got a revamped offensive line. They're not messing around.
They do. They listen to me and Brian.
Right. They finally figured out they got to protect the franchise.
Buddy's knee already damn near reconstruction twice.
Yeah.
Come on now.
They took my advice last year to get to the Super Bowl, so now they're going to use your advice this year to get and win the Super Bowl.
Hey, listen, can we go real quick back to Miami and let's talk about their cap for a minute?
Oh my God.
Listen, no. Listen, like I was just, I go to spotrac.com because I like that site for the salaries. And their salary cap right now, they're like $13 million under the cap. But they have yet to put Tyreek Hill's deal in there or Armstead's deal in there. Both of which are big deals. Like, I want to know how the hell are they going to pay those guys? Like, how are they going to fit them under the cap?
Because
they probably structured a big signing bonus, like pushed it in the years back. Like, they can do that shit in a lot of different ways.
So Spotrac is also potentially not updated because they reserve cap space for the draft picks, and they just gave up a first round pick, so that is going to add probably like $10 million in there
already. Yeah,
they're gonna. What do you mean they're going to be able to fit
the draft picks is already calculated? How you figure?
Yeah, so they've already moved that draft pick over to.
So then they were over the cap already.
No, the draft pick wasn't $10 million. It was like.
And how's it not have?
What was the pick? What was the pick?
This is 29th pick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So the 29th pick's only getting like $4 or $5 million.
Listen. I know that the cap is crap in the NFL. Like I'm not like I know like there's so many ways to manipulate it, but like those are huge deals, and they're gonna fit it into a $13 million window.
Yeah, but what about Aaron Rodgers?
A lot of their other guys, like, are they can't restructure those guys because they're almost fully guaranteed already. Like their 2 corners, Jones and Howard, like they're both. They have a shit ton of dead money on their cap hits right now. Like, so they can't restructure it. I don't know.
They'll get under there.
Leave it up to those financial people.
They wouldn't.
GM, that's what the GM gets paid the big bucks for.
And also, what if his cap hit's only like $10 million this year?
I mean, that's fair. I mean, Deshaun Watson's is only $1 million this year.
Yeah, because he's not going to play this year.
But they did that intentionally in case he gets suspended, he doesn't lose the money.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. Jeez.
We took all the time.
No, we didn't.
No. Quick. Yeah, this is gonna be quick.
All right, cool. Let's do it.
This is fun. You want me to do it?
So for the great debate this week, Ryan's taking over the helm, and he's gonna spearhead it. Go ahead.
All right, I'm not taking credit for this this topic. It was
shout out to our
one of our producer and our number 1 fan, our number 1 listener. But she can probably hear me. I don't know. Anyways, so we're gonna talk about fictional athletes from movies, players, coaches, anyone from like a sports movie that your top 5, like anyone that you like. Come on.
Oh, you're counting
Brian.
coaches now?
Well,
Yeah, I'm not
well,
counting
because
coaches.
I said
just
I'm
going
gonna
players.
let you do whoever, just any character, athlete. I mean, you could do.
Everything.
Nah, it doesn't change it. Come on, cut it out. We don't need you going to the drawing board.
It does for me.
I'll even.
My man Denzel, bro. That's my number 1.
What's his name?
That's my number 1. Coach Boone.
What's his? Coach Boone. All right, go ahead. You want to give us
bro.
give us your 5?
I mean, that's number 1. Number 2, I went with Rocky Balboa because I grew up watching those movies. So sorry, soft spot for me. Number 3 for me was Ricky the Wild Thing Vaughn from Major League. Next, I had Ricky Bobby from Talladega Nights, just a great movie, and I
Nice.
like Will Ferrell. So, and that counts as a sport. So, and then
Turn left.
Paul Crewe from the original Longest Yard, the Burt Reynolds, or is it Burt Reynolds or?
Man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
whoever
Burt,
it is.
it's Burt Reynolds.
Not,
Well, anyways, I used to watch old movies with my dad, so like I
Oh my
watched The
goodness.
Longest Yard back in the day before the new one with Sandler came out. So,
Sandler is funny, but
oh yeah, I think the new one is funnier.
What about
but the old one's
who's
nostalgic.
what's the big guy's name?
Which one, Goldberg or
Yeah, no.
or the big black
The guy with the
bigger black
cheeseburgers.
guy?
He's like, I got cheeseburgers.
cheeseburgers?
He lifts up his waist. He's like, I got
That's Terry
cheeseburgers.
Crews.
Terry Crews, baby.
Terry Crews, yeah.
I got cheeseburgers, man.
No,
got
I'm talking about the
Cheeseburger
guy
Eddie.
who waves. You remember the guy that waves his hand, like? You remember that guy? He's like the biggest like guy on the freaking.
Oh
team.
yeah. He's like this, and then
Yeah,
But he
like,
doesn't
that's
wanna
how you know
hit
he's about
people?
to crush someone.
yeah.
Yeah,
He cries because he hit somebody really hard.
yeah. That's who I thought you were talking about when you said the big guy. I was like, oh well.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
Terry
good.
Crews is big to us, but like,
Oh, I
Not
saw a
on that
meme.
team.
I saw a meme the other day, and it was The Longest Yard, and it was like Baker talking to. It was that scene where he's like, "Why can't I be the quarterback?" He's talking to Adam Sandler's character. And he's like, "Why can't I be the quarterback?" He's like, "Fine, throw the ball," and he like throws it like 50 yards behind him, and they were trying to say like that's Baker talking to Deshaun Watson. That's why. Sit down and shut up.
man,
Kenny, go. You want me to go?
I can go. I
Yeah,
can go.
alright.
Mine's
Oh,
so
did
mine's
you
is off the
You're
hip.
done, right? Yeah. That's how we like
sure.
it.
I mean, I got more, but go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm gonna touch on mine. I'm gonna hit Jesus Shuttleworth is gonna be my number 1. That's my guy, man. He got game Ray Allen, even though he's real in real life, but he's that character.
I left him off
Good.
on purpose because I knew you were gonna bring him up, Kenny.
You leave it to the brother. Leave it to the brother. He's like, how you gonna act, Jesus? How you gonna act when they put that on you, Jesus? That's probably the funniest line in there. Anyway, Willie Beeman, Any Given Sunday. That is definitely one of mine, and that's not number 2. I'm gonna go Happy Gilmore. All right, even though you're like, oh, whatever, but like Adam Sandler, that's probably one of my favorite movies of all the time. Right, like Happy Gilmore. Who else were we gonna say? If we do we consider the Karate Kid like Johnny Lawrence?
Yeah.
I bang with Johnny Lawrence so heavy. Quiet. like I liked him. That's gonna be what, number 3 for me.
Yeah.
So number 3 for me. Then I'm gonna go. Number 4 is probably gonna be like, if you want to win, let Booby spin. Right.
Oh, Booby
Friday Night
Miles.
Lights.
That's a good one.
Booby
Yeah.
Miles. I like that one.
Yeah.
I want you to know that was the first movie I publicly cried to, and I'm not ashamed
Aw.
of it at all. I was at the movie theater in the dark with tears in my eyes.
Such a
And
good
then
one.
I don't know that I'm just gonna slide that under the mat.
If you want
and
to win,
then-
put Poopy in.
If you want to win, let Booby in.
Yeah, poor Booby, man.
Yeah, right. Number 5 in mine's. I'm not even gonna say my real number 5. I'm gonna put a placeholder in. So number 5 would probably be I know this is gonna be weird. Monica, from Love and Basketball. She was a hooper. Y'all probably y'all like who? What?
No,
Monica.
I don't remember that movie, so I'm terrible.
Monica for Love and Basketball, like her or Q, either or, right? When I hear that song, when I used to watch them, I used to think that's what high school was. Like you were an athlete, I go to work, boom, do. It's slow motion, right? Like I done knocked my headphone out. Slow motion, right? You go slow motion, reverse the layup. That's what I thought it was, right? Until I realized that's not high school sports at all, bro. Like all that stuff you saw on Disney Channel, High School Musical, and all that. No, that's not real. I really was gonna say at first The Luck of the Irish because that was my movie, at Disney Channel, but I don't want to touch on going on that now. Luck of the Irish.
That was a sports movie.
Yeah, it's about a basketball. So it's like a basketball movie. Then he was Irish, and then like the leprechaun joint, so he can like hoop and all that. It was whatever. I'm not gonna touch on that side. Right? I was a big Disney Channel guy. I watched it a lot. That Double Team, Break, all that. Anyway,
I love it.
Go ahead, Ryan. I'm gonna save my rest from later.
All right. So I didn't put mine in order, but not in any particular order. So since you guys had a couple of the ones that I wanted to pick, I loved specifically just a shout out. I love Wild Thing from Brian, and Happy Gilmore was another one that I wasn't sure. And Rocky, obviously, I felt like Rocky's like an easy given one. The America's Underdog Story, fake. I'm pretty sure I didn't learn until I was like in my late teens that Rocky wasn't like based on like a true like. Thought it was real, and like. Now I make fun of like the state of Pennsylvania and Philadelphia, how like they literally have a statue of a fictional character, like at the top of the steps. Like they're not messing around in Philly.
I bet you don't want to run up them steps.
Hell no.
Hey, tired as hell.
All right. So number 1, I'm gonna put Shane Falco from The Replacements. He was a lefty quarterback. Keanu Reeves coming in with that long. Yeah. Beautiful locks. Yeah, love that movie. When they remember when they get stuck in the prison and they're all singing that song and the coach has to come in and get them? Never mind. All right.
No, only you is in tune like that.
All right, since you guys didn't say it, I thought this was an easy one, but we got to go with the Water Boy. I mean, he's
on my list.
Go get me the ball.
Obvious.
I get the ball. I got the ball.
It's Bobby Boucher.
Bobby Boucher. That was my number 2. Rookie of the Year. I love that movie when I was a kid. I used to do that when I was like playing catch in the backyard. I was like, what was his name? Henry Rowan Gardner. Remember, he breaks his arm and then he goes and he just can throw it like 100 miles an hour. And then he joins and he's on the Cubs. Henry Rowan Gardner. Every time I throw, I say, all right, I'm done saying that. That was my number 3. And then number 4, I'm going to go with Julius Campbell. I thought he was better than Gary Bertier. I thought he had more explosiveness from his legs.
After the accident.
Yo, cut it out.
Hey, and then my last one. My last one. Hey, my last one, who's my favorite one.
I'm sorry, bro. Go ahead.
My last one.
Lucky he didn't get hit by Henry Ruggs.
Come on.
So good.
Right.
Hey, I'm done. No, bro. Nah.
Let me get my last one in. Hey,
right,
I got one more. Lola Bunny from the original Space Jam. Because they ruined her in the new Space Jam, but the original Space Jam, she had the curves. Man, no one had handles like Lola. No one had handles like her. She was the best.
I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna say that for when we do 2 Jokes in the Pro After Dark. Oh man.
Oh, and Dottie Hinson from A League of Their Own. She was good. She was good.
I'm about to say like it's a lot of little movies that when. You ever thought about like when you were younger, all the stuff that was on like different movies, like sports movies, WWE, things like that you didn't put 2 and 2 together what they were actually saying, right? Until you got older and you're like, oh, man. Like, I just saw a clip they were talking about WWE, and Stephanie McMahon was like, well, Triple H, he always just comes up short. And everyone's like, oh. And at the time I was younger, I didn't understand what she was saying. Right. And he was like, well, it's hard to drive a car through a tunnel. Like, that's what he was saying. But you think about it at the time, you're like, oh, that's funny. The whole time, like, they're talking sexual. You didn't get it. I just think that's funny because when you look at a lot of movie references now, it's a lot of stuff that, like, happened and you didn't pay attention to. You're like, all right, whatever. Like, Coach Carter, when he had a baby, I was like, oh, man, he's a baller, though. He's a baller. He messed up. He had a kid in high school, whatever. He's a baller. He can go to the league still. It's like, nah, bro, it's way harder than that. You have a kid in high school, that's hard. They made it look easy.
Yeah.
Like, anyway. Yeah,
what about movies, though. Vontae Mack, No Matter What, from Draft Day? Come on. Rest in peace, Black Panther. You never seen Draft Day?
No.
Oh my!
You talking about the movie that was on Netflix?
No, it's we watch it every year right before the draft. But it's called Draft Day. But he's the general manager for
the Browns.
Kevin Costner. He's their general manager for the Browns. And
yeah, I never watched it.
And then who plays Black Panther? What was his name? Anyways, the actor that played Black Panther that died. He plays defensive end in college, and you gotta watch it. Just go watch this movie.
You about to get my doggone my card revoked.
Yeah. You should. You should.
It's Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick.
Yeah, I had a blank moment. I know everybody gonna be like, "What? You don't know who the Black Panther is, Kenny? How you don't know the Black Panther? How you don't know the Black Panther out of all people?" You know, it'd be funny if Brian would have said, Chadwick Boseman, Kenny, what the hell? You don't know?
You know what?
If I watched superhero movies, I would have known. But
exactly,
I don't
yeah, I don't either.
Brian is not because of the color of his skin. It's because of the movies he played in. If he didn't play in...
Yep. Sorry.
He probably doesn't know who Captain America is.
Wait, is that a woman?
Never mind. Let's move on.
Y'all can say, well, I'm saying it because of the color of his skin. That's my white brother, okay? So I don't care what nobody say. Like, if anything, if this episode would have ended and I wouldn't said Chadwick Boseman, everybody would have been like, comments, oh my God, how did you not know the Black Panther?
They're still going to
There's
comment.
no way.
No way.
This is because I didn't know off the top of my head.
Commented episode because of that, Kenny. Thank you.
Yeah. Easy, you know. That's all I'm doing.
I'm going to cut it out and pretend like you didn't know.
It just have you pause like the whole time, right? Anyway, man, that does it for the great debate. Even though it was really a debate. We had a debate earlier. It's kind of something a little funny, something different. Yeah. Hope you guys can relate. I know, we're getting old in this world, so a lot of the movies where we look at, we're like, dang, man, that's a good movie. The whole time it was created in 1995. You're like, damn. Like, I'm getting old. But anyway, like always, man, March Madness, it should be a good weekend. Getting into teams going to the Elite Eight coming up, and then we'll see who gets into the Final Four. So that'll be pretty exciting. NBA is getting closer on all the other sports. So stay tuned. Follow us on Instagram if you are not following us already. We'll be providing updates and things like that, giving updates on the standings for the March Madness. Subscribe, like us on YouTube. Make sure you guys are commenting. Make sure you guys are sharing with your friends. Keep passing around, man. We're really having fun and enjoying ourselves here, and we appreciate you guys tuning in. So you guys stay safe and have a great weekend.